Runaway robot.
Ooh, welcome to character creation for DieFall the Aspects. Welcome tomlikeafox to the family here. He's going to be joining us now. Finally, the group has a fourth party member that they've been begging me for since apparently the game's difficult. I don't know, man. Like they're whiny. They're a whiny bunch.
Whiny little pansies, aren't they?
Yeah, but we're gonna cave for now and give them what they want, and we're gonna create a new character.
We're bringing in the muscle now. That's what's happening.
Yeah. So Tom, I don't know how like up to date you are on what the party is doing, but I'm gonna provide a little bit of background on what the heck is going on.
Okay.
So they defeated. Whoa. Apparently, I just got a sub and it just blew out my freaking eardrums, so that was fun.
Dusan, you're so rude, man.
I know, right? And my chat wasn't working, so I didn't even see it happen, so it just blew out my ears. I was like, oh god, that's fun. Great. Cool. Yeah, so the party defeated Valrul, which was this orc like shaman kind of guy who was like summoning this monstrosity from beyond for his aspect Charis, which is the aspect of disease. Also, hello everyone. I had to pop out the chat, so now I can see you. Hi, how are you? So they defeated him and defeated like this an aspect, which is the god system for this. We talked about this a little bit with Morningstar. Mm-hmm. The way that their power works on the mortal plane is that if they have more people worshiping them or more people following them or whatever, their power in the celestial plane is enhanced, right? Yeah. So like the more people that pray to them, the stronger they are. So what sometimes they'll do is they will take like physical manifestations of themselves, like a piece of their actual power, and put it into a mortal being of some kind, monster, humanoid, whatever. They'll just do that to try and influence the mortal realm into their favor. So the aspect of disease, Charis, did that, and was attempting to do that. And I got to change your filter. You shifted over.
No, I actually messed with my camera. I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
I'll put it back.
So the aspect of disease, Charis, did that, created a beastie through the shaman, Valrul, right? So he was trying to influence the world. The party stopped this from happening. Charis is upset about this stuff, left in a weakened state. Ignis ended up cursed a little bit, so he's hurting a little. But then they were going to make a peace treaty with this new orc king to the north, right? So Erdrick is this mining city in this northern mountain area called the Spine. Ignis Erdrick, one of our party members, is a royalty of the city. But it's kind of been left in turmoil. There was a coup, some assassinations, and some of the lower house lords have like assumed control of the city. It's pretty much like, if you imagine it just being like mafia town, it's just gang owned now. Like everything's like divided up into these neighborhoods owned by like various gangs that the lords supplement, right? Like they own various companies and now they own various parts of the city, et cetera, et cetera. So they're trying to get that back. But the first thing that they have to do is stop the Orc King in the north from sweeping down and basically destroying everything and everyone, right? Like he has an army large enough to just like sweep through the mountains and take everything. So they were on a peace treaty mission. So they went up and talked to the Orc King and his new advisor and tried to establish some form of treaty. We aren't really sure where they left off with that, but what it looks like is that the party with some new information is going to be heading through the mountains to the desert on the other side, because that is where Ignis's sister is reported to have been taken. So to retrieve his sister and the Duchess right now of Erdrick in some capacity, they would have to go through the Spine, the mountain range, and end up in the desert known as the Waste. So that's kind of where they're going. So we're going to try to figure out how we're going to insert your character into this kind of running timeline of things where they're in the northern part of the mountains heading towards a desert. Like that's kind of their plan right now. I don't know if they're going to change any of that, but at least Ignis has assured me that that's kind of their plan. So we're going to see how that works. But what we're going to start with now, knowing all of these things, is we're going to make a character, right? We're going to start with that first. So did you have something in mind already?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Lay it on me.
Many things in mind. So we're going to be a half-elf warlock.
Okay. We had one of those at one point in time, and he ended up disappearing, so this'll be good. I guess he was a sorcerer. He was a sorcerer.
The same. Half-elf.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a half-elf sorcerer. Sorry, I got him mixed up. But okay, half-elf warlock.
Warlock is totally different,
Totally different. Totally different. I thought you were gonna pull Bard again, but yeah, that'll work.
No.
Okay, cool. So let's take a look. I guess first things first, right? We need you to roll for your stats, right?
Oh, I don't like this bit.
This is the best bit.
It goes wrong every time.
Always. It is never right, and it is always wrong. If it does get out of hand, like if you roll like 6 8s in a row or something, or like you roll all 8s, we'll re-roll. It's fine. I'm just just be aware. But I do like the rolling because it does create a little.
No, I agree.
Interest, right?
I agree. I love the rolling. It's just a nerve-wracking experience.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we roll that many dice at once again?
So you're gonna do either /R or /roll.
Yep.
Space. You'll do 4d6.
Yep.
And then d1. No spaces. So that is rolling 4 d6 die and dropping the lowest, and you're going to do that 6 times. So the fast way to do that is like, okay, you roll it the first time, then you hit up on your arrow key, and then you hit enter again, and it'll just roll it again. So an 8, great start. And a 10, all right. 15, good. 9.
How many times am I doing it? 6.
12, 6 times. Yep. 11.
Ugh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's pretty average, to be honest.
It's disgustingly average.
It's pretty average.
It upsets me how average it is.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Things to remember, you are starting this campaign at level 5, right? Okay. So you'll have some supplementation available to you at level 4, as well as your half-elven heritage will give you some boosts here, right? Yeah. So as a warlock, I guess the suggested I think your spellcasting is charisma based.
Charisma, yeah.
So let me pull up Warlock real quick. So you're charisma based. So are you going to be like, are you going to try to do like Blade Lock or something like that? Or you just want to kind of keep it as like a general spellcasting Warlock kind of person?
I just want to go like full on balls to the wall monster DPS.
Okay. So like sit back and blast stuff. Understood.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so wisdom and charisma are like your two things. But charisma is your spellcasting modifier, so you're likely gonna want that one to be your highest.
That's my
pick.
15 right there.
Yeah, that's the easy pick, I think.
Yep.
We will remember that your half-elven race does give you some good bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pick up half-elf.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about just going like high elf or something, but then I noticed actually half elf is way better.
Yeah, because you get really cool choices out of all of it. Plus you get your +2 in charisma. That's super nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we already know you're going to be a half elf, so you can already go ahead and just put your base ones in. So 15 charisma, that looks good. You're probably not going to need to be very strong.
Yeah.
Wisdom is always good. Intelligence is good. Yeah, I mean, you're a spellcaster, right?
Yeah.
The biggest importance here is going to be that charisma. I'm trying to think of. Let me take a look at here. You have your patron, Eldritch invocations. You'll have your ability score improvement, and we'll have to do all your spell stuff, which is good.
Yeah. I like the spell stuff. Spells are fun.
So you're only proficient in light armor, so remember that. That's going to be something to think about. So maybe you want to keep a high constitution or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and place your other scores here. So 15 down there on the charisma looks good.
Yep. I'm inclined just to put the 8 in strength. Just because.
Yeah. You're probably not wrong for it.
And the a 9 can probably go in Dex as well.
Sure,
I don't see an awful lot of use for that. For what I plan on doing anyway.
Yeah, you stay really, really far
really
away.
Far away, yeah.
And
stand behind the big beefy ones.
Yeah, and hope to hit stuff from really, really far away. Yeah. Totally. Okay, cool. So strength and dex, those would be your kind of your two dump stats, I guess. And the rest of what you have is relatively average. That 12 is probably the only one that's going to give you a bonus anywhere currently.
Yeah. I'm tempted to put the 12 in con.
Sure.
Because I don't
can't go wrong there.
I don't want to die straight away, you know.
If they do get to you, you don't want to die right away.
What have I got left to play with? A 10 and an 11, yeah? Is that right?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
There's no bonus to either of them.
Yeah,
10 and 11
is
plus 0.
Wisdom. Just
sure. Yeah. And then the 10 in intelligence. That's fine.
Yep.
So with half elf, go ahead and bump your charisma +2. So 17 charisma now.
Yep.
Which is good. That's excellent for you. And then any two other ones +1.
Well, I may as well put +1 in wisdom, right? Because that's going to give me
it'll end up giving you a +1 total.
An actual +1.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing else is going to...
Yeah, so nothing else will bump up, but remember at level 4, you'll be able to do points if you don't want to do feats.
That's true.
So you'll be able to do, at 4th level, you can increase 1 ability score by 2, or 2 ability scores by 1.
Okay.
And then, or you can take a feat. So that's up to you, but you do have the option of taking the point increase. Which for you might be really worth it, considering that some of the rolls were pretty low.
Okay. So I'll put a plus. I've got one more +1 to play with, haven't I? That's what we're...
Yeah, you have one more to drop in here somewhere. If you put it in Dex, it'll remove the negative, which is nice.
Yeah, I was thinking... I mean, Dex could still play a factor at some point.
So it does, because it does increase your armor class back to base 10.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Okay. So we'll do that for now. Okay. So you also have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have the book that I sent you, the digital one from Morningstar? Yeah, so a lot of the stuff is going to end up being copy and paste, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to try to see if dark vision is actually something in here that I can category. And okay, it's only a spell in here. So there's a lot of copy and pasting that we're probably going to have to do for your traits.
Yep.
Yep, so dark vision there. Racial, half-elf.
Just click the plus, do I?
Yeah. Yeah, just click the plus.
Okay.
And the next one you have is Fey Ancestry.
And then skill versatility.
I didn't miss that, Verikai. I just wanted to mute myself to say thanks for the follow, bud. Appreciate it.
All right.
Welcome to Salt Factory. Okay. Get back over to Roll20 here. Okay. Fey Ancestry. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and minimize these. So the cogwheel will drop these down. And then if you click the word like Dark Vision or Fey Ancestry or something like that, it'll minimize it completely.
Yes, of course.
And then if you want to post it in the chat, you click on the little speech bubble there, and it'll drop itself into the chat.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's Fey Ancestry. So skill versatility. You gain proficiency in 2 skills, any 2 skills of your choice. Now, we need to look at Warlock because you'll get some skills there too.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion. But you could also choose any 2 outside of that, and then your background will probably have some as well. So we may have to come back and like tweak these a little bit. We can do the ones that are limited, like your Warlock and your background ones first, and then we can come back and do the half-elf version, and you can just pick any 2 that still remain.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
So we'll do that. And then languages. Yeah, so in the bottom left, you'll have your other proficiencies in languages. And then you're just going to hit that plus sign there and put in Common, Elvish, and then one extra one of your choice. Let me go find that list. Okay. Yeah, so instead of clicking the gray, click above it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the gray posts it in that box, which is really odd.
Yeah, that was weird. And one other. I don't know. Who do I want to talk to? Nobody.
Who do I want to? So in the website that I've sent you here, I'm going to go ahead and pull this over here so everyone else can see the list as well. If you go to rules and then on the left side where it says character creation, down by languages, it's the 5th one down, and then scroll down a little bit and it gives you a table.
Oh, yeah.
Any of these languages, you can pick any of these. You get one. So things to think about, like because you're a warlock, like maybe you speak the language of your patron, right? Like if your patron's a fiend or something like that, or if it's like if it speaks deep speech or infernal or anything like that, or maybe like you studied somewhere and you picked up a language of some kind or lived somewhere and picked up the language. Yeah, you can pick any along any of those lines, probably.
Okay. Jesus.
I know. Choices.
These are the kind of choices that I just want to point out that, goblinoid sounds like a very painful condition.
Yeah. Oh, I got them goblinoids. Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't been able to sit for weeks.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, I don't know what I just did. Maybe from a background point of view, Sylvan might make sense.
Sure. So like it's Elvish, and then as you also know the language of the Fae. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Let's do that.
Are you thinking of taking the Fae patron?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've perused the list quite extensively, and I think I'm going to go with a different one.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Sylvan works though. So now you have your languages. And I think that is everything from your race. Dark vision, skill versatility will do later, and you have your languages. Perfect. So let's go to Warlock, right? So now we have, let's do hit points. Why not, right? So your hit die, you're going to start with 8 plus con. So you're going to start with 9. Like your level 1 would be 9 hit points.
Yeah.
From then on, you can choose to roll for your hit points or take the average. So your roll will be 1d8 plus 1 or 6 because that's 5 plus con modifier.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you'd like to roll. I think Ignis is the only one not rolling.
We're on stream here. We got people watching. I think we should roll.
Hell yeah! Be brave, brother.
Just for the entertainment factor.
I love it.
And then we have a huge cry of, "Are you not entertained?"
So if we do this right now, if you go up to class at the top of your sheet and you choose Warlock,
oh yeah,
it should auto update your hit die. So if you just click hit die, it should roll the 1d8 plus 1. So you'll start with 9, and then you're going to do 4 more rolls.
So I'm clicking this, am I? What?
Yep, and then you just crit. Look at that. That's another 9. That looks pretty good. So you're going to click that 3 more times. We'll keep that one. You deserve it after some of those other rolls.
True.
6, that's good. That's right on the
come
average.
They're getting worse.
Or just below, and one more. 6.
Okay.
So 2 on average, 1 below average, but the 9 more than makes up for it. Great.
Yeah.
So that's 12 plus 18, so that's 30. 34 total health.
I can live with that.
Which is not bad as a warlock.
I think I had less as the bard.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
I think I rolled really badly as the bard.
You probably did. Yeah, cool. So in your current and total hit points box, go ahead and put that 34. Dead center top.
Sorry?
On your sheet where it says hit point maximum and current hit points, go ahead and put 34.
Oh, yeah, 34.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
On your level, we can go ahead and update that to level 5. That'll update your proficiency bonus. So that's at the top right.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll have a proficiency bonus of 3, which is awesome. Your charisma saving throws are now massive. And then when we do your proficiencies for your other stuff, they're going to be massive too. You have 5 hit die. Current hit points will also be 34. I'm just going to go ahead and populate that. No temp hit points. Okay, cool. So let's continue on. Now we got your proficiencies. I think if I do this correctly, I'm going to just go ahead and do this. Proficiencies, you are proficient in light armor, which hopefully they fixed this, and I can just drag and drop this bad boy in here, and there you go. Light armor proficiency. Looks pretty good.
Feels good, man.
Simple weapons. Simple weapons. Good. Add that proficiency there. No tool proficiencies currently. Saving throws, wisdom, and charisma are already there. And then skills. You get to choose your skills here that you're going to be proficient in. So you have Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion. So Arcana is based on Intelligence. Deception, I think, is Charisma. Yep. History is Intelligence. Intimidation is Charisma. But so for Intimidation, depending on how you're trying to intimidate someone, I switch it between Charisma and also Strength. Okay. Just as a heads up. That's a house rule.
Yeah.
Because like if there's a barbarian with 0 charisma, but he's like roaring at you and attempting to intimidate you,
sure,
his presence of being and his strength is how he's trying to intimidate you, right?
Gotcha. Yep.
Investigation is Intelligence. Nature is also Intelligence. A lot of Intelligence ones on here. And Religion, which is also that's a lot of intelligence stuff.
I should have been smarter. I should have been
smarter.
I should have paid attention at school, boys.
Yeah. I wish I was a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you thinking?
It's a tough one because it's easy to go for the ones which I'm automatically going to be good at.
Yes. Yeah, it's super easy to pick those.
Will they be useful, you know? So, I mean, deception, intimidation, I guess. It's kind of how I play the game anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I think
it doesn't hurt you in that way.
It's right in my wheelhouse. So yeah,
sure.
I think we'll just go deception, intimidation for that.
Perfect. Go ahead and click the little boxes there. Your deception and intimidation will both jump up to +6, which is stupid.
Yep.
And great. And then you have some starting equipment. So you're level 5. Yep. So we're going to do this a little bit differently, but we're going to go ahead and give you all your starting equipment, and then we'll talk about some extra stuff, like relative to your background and things like that, because the party also has special things. So starting equipment, light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon. So do you want to take the crossbow, or do you want to get some simple weapons?
I'm happy with the crossbow, to be fair.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and grab the crossbow. I'm going to just go ahead and drop both of those into the equipment here. Crossbow bolts. And you have 20 of those. Excellent. And it auto-populates your crossbow. A component pouch or an arcane focus. So the difference between these two things is like the component pouch it's basically a magical pouch that happens to contain everything that you need inside of it to cast spells, unless it has a monetary value attached to it. The arcane focus is like a staff or a gem or a piece of jewelry or a rock or something that you've given some value to that lets you use it like a component pouch Again, unless this spell has something with monetary value attached to it. So there are some spells that are like a diamond worth 1,000 gold, right?
Well,
You're going to need that diamond worth 1,000 gold. You can't just use your component pouch or your focus.
Yeah, okay.
So what are you thinking? Component pouch, where you like actually pull out the components to cast the spells, or an arcane focus, like a physical thing that you use to cast your spells?
An arcane focus, for sure.
Okay, cool. Any idea what you would want that to be?
Let me think on it while we're doing other stuff.
Yeah, sure. I don't think arcane focus is... Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and add this in here. Arcane focus. Easy. Great. A Scholar's Pack or a Dungeoneer's Pack. Whoa! Is someone doing yard work?
Oh, my wife just turned the vacuum on. Sorry about that.
It's all right, bud.
She's
Scholars...
she's through a door as well. That's like... However, the room she's in is tiny, so this should last only a few seconds.
The Scholar's Pack is a backpack, a book of lore of some kind that you might want, a bottle of ink, pen, parchment, some sand, and a small knife. Right, so stuff to write with, essentially. Yep. The Dungeoneer's Pack is, as it says, it's for dungeoneering. So I guess this is like, how do you want your guy to? Has he been adventuring for a while? Is he on scholarly pursuits, or has he been like in and out of caves and stuff, researching that? What's he been doing? The Dungeoneer's Pack for reference is backpack, crowbar, hammer, pittance, which are climbing spikes, torches, tinderbox, rations, water skin, and rope.
We'll go for the Scholar's Pack.
Okay. Cool. The amendment that I'm going to make to your Scholar's Pack here is that I'm going to add rations to it.
Okay.
Because it doesn't make sense for you to not have rations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you are currently... Whoa. Hang on a sec. Let me get this in here. Okay, so now you have rations as well. Okay, and then leather armor, any simple weapon, and 2 daggers. So I can go ahead and populate the leather armor one. If you want to take a look at the simple weapons list, I'll go ahead and give you some daggers.
2 daggers plus a simple weapon. Like, I must be a very violent scholar to be wandering around with so many weapons in my bag.
You are an adventurer, and this is always the conundrum that's presented with these types of games. Is like, you want your players to solve things sometimes without fighting, but you've literally just handed them a box of knives to try and solve situations. So they're gonna open the box and start using it.
Oh yeah.
Adventurers are built to kill, so it makes it pretty difficult to not do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a quarterstaff.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's a pretty good classic, especially as like if you're wandering around or if you're exploring things or whatever.
It's really my walking stick, but we're gonna use it for other things too.
Totally works. Yeah, and you have a quarterstaff. Cool. So that kind of sets up your basic starting equipment. We'll talk about some like special equipment after we do the rest of your person. Okay. So let's start talking about getting you up to level 5 here. So pact magic, you have patron, facilities and spells, cantrips, spell slots, spells known. You're level 5. This is all automatically calculated in here, and I'll show this for everyone to see what we're actually looking at. Spellcasting focus. Yep. Okay, patron. Have you decided on a patron?
The Hexblade.
Okay, so your blade lock. All right. So I want you to realize the Hexblade is definitely something that puts you in battle, like in the thick of it.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Hexblade also relies some on strength, just as a heads up.
Okay.
Because you're not always just doing spells, you're literally holding a blade and using it. But we can, I mean, if you want to play it with this I'm just letting you know what this is.
It's true. There was a decision I made before we did the rolls, and now I'm I need to let the rolls.
I mean, you can rebalance your rolls here if you would like. I mean, you can like move stuff around.
Yeah, but to be honest, other than the charisma, nothing else is like particularly amazing, is it?
I mean, this is up to you. You will have spells at your disposal and stuff like that. Like you do get to use them. Okay, you will gain proficiency in medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. Okay, so we can update your armor and stuff like that if you'd like.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. When you attack with the weapon, you can use charisma modifier instead of strength or dexterity for attack and damage rolls.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
Yeah. You have to do it every day, basically. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can touch one weapon that you're proficient with and lacks two-handed property. And that one weapon will let you use your charisma modifier.
Oh. Hold on.
So basically, it's just like you have one weapon that you're going to use that you can use that modifier for, or you can change it every day if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
If you later gain the Pact of the Blade feature, this benefit extends to every pact weapon you conjure, no matter the type. Okay, cool. So is that something that still sounds interesting to you, doing Hexblade?
Yeah, I think we can stick with it. Yeah.
Okay. I will select Hexblade here, and we will take a look at what we're gonna do. Okay, so the things that we're gonna look at now is basically the features and traits that come with this. So the expanded spell list we'll use when we're talking about spells, but we're not there yet. So we have Hexblade's Curse. First level, you gain the ability to place a baleful curse on someone as a bonus action. Choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. Target is cursed for a minute. Curse ends early if the target dies. You die or are incapacitated. Until the curse ends, you gain the following benefits. Bonus to damage rolls. Any attack roll you make against the target is a critical hit on a 19 or 20. If the cursed target dies, you regain hit points equal to your Warlock level, your charisma modifier. That's pretty cool. And then you can use it again after a short or long rest. So in your features and traits, this counts as one of those Hexblade traits, right? You get to use this.
Yep. Okay. I'll just copy and paste that over. All right.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. Great. Hex Warrior. You acquire the training necessary to effectively arm yourself. Proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. So I'm going to go ahead and put in your new proficiencies. Medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. Great. So now that we've figured out that you want to do...
Sorry.
No, you're all right. You want to do this like Hexblade thing. Do you want to update your armor to a medium type armor?
Yeah, I do.
That would be a good plan.
Most definitely, yes.
Okay, so
that armor class of 11 is bothering me.
Yeah. Again, under rules and then equipment, the second one down is armor. So we'll take a look at if you scroll all the way down, it should give you a list. So like medium armor is hide, chain, shirt, scale mail, breastplate, or half plate. I will allow you to take any one of these because the party has had time to also like embolden themselves or buy things or find things or purchase things. You can pick any single one of these medium armors.
Mm-hmm. We'll take half plate.
Half plate.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, half plate does put you at disadvantage for stealth checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't plan on being very stealthy, boys.
It's already hard enough with the party at hand, but yeah. Go. Oh, it's half.
Stealthy as a bull in a china shop.
Seriously, we already have Darian, right? Like he's literally just that. Yeah. So be thinking about like what your half plate even looks like on you, right? Okay, cool. Half plate. Do you want a shield? Or are you planning on trying to two-hand some kind of weapon or something like that?
No, I don't want a two-hand because if I remember correctly, doesn't the hexblade thing have to be a one-handed weapon?
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you get the Pact of the Blade feature, you can it's no matter what type of weapon or whatever.
No, I'll take the shield. I'll take the shield.
You'll take the shield?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That really amps up your
buffs the AC there.
Your AC here.
Yeah.
Puts it pretty high for you. Items, shield. So half plate and shield, and you'll have a one-handed weapon. So in this case, with it being a blade lock, generally your blade is your spell focus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that functions as your spell focus. So pick yourself out a blade. So go to the weapons sheet again, the equipment, weapons all the way at the bottom, and let's pick you a blade.
I want the biggest, baddest,
one-handed that you can get.
Sexiest one-handed blade I can find.
I think that's just. Oh, I think either. I think longsword is technically that. But, like, it can be a longsword mechanically, but it can look like whatever you want it to look like. This is your pact blade with your patron, right? Like, so your patron has provided you something, and, like, through that bond, it looks like something, right? Or it has features of that pact.
I like
the reason I say longsword is because it's versatile, and I think it has the highest damage out of all of them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Plus, it's not a finesse weapon, but it's your pact weapon, so you'll be using charisma anyway.
Yeah, we go longsword.
All right, longsword it is.
The longer the better, am I right?
Hey, okay. Okay. Longsword. All right, so I'm going to go into your longsword here, and your attacks will be made with... Oh, is it just attacks or is it damage? Hang on.
I think you said both, didn't it?
When you attack with that weapon, you can use charisma modifier, set of strength or dex for the attack and damage rolls. Nice. Okay, so it is going to be both. My expectation is that because this is your pact weapon, you'll basically bless it every morning, right, with your pact, and it'll function as such. So there is your longsword. Cool. Yeah, I like it. You have Curse, Hexblades, Hex Warrior. Go ahead and drop Hex Warrior into your features and traits just so we have it in there. Obviously, we'll keep it minimized. It doesn't need to be, front and center.
Yep. Isn't the copy-paste function wonderful?
Oh, it's beautiful, right?
Although not as amazing as the undo function. Undo was the best thing anyone ever invented.
Control Z! Control Z!
Okay, there we go.
Okay, cool.
How do I minimize that again?
If you click the word Hex Warrior.
Oh, right, okay.
Yep. So that just goes away. Cool. Eldritch Invocations. In your study of occult lore, you've unearthed Eldritch Invocations, fragments of forbidden knowledge that imbue you with abiding magical ability. At second level, you gain 2 Eldritch Invocations of your choice. Your invocation options are detailed at the end of the class description. When you gain certain Warlock levels, you get additional ones. Additionally, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the invocations you know and replace it with one that you could learn. Level prerequisites refers to Warlock level, not character level. Okay, here's a bunch of fucking stuff that you can do.
You know me,
So-
I like to pick the classes that give us some real.
There's
work to do,
so
man.
many options in here. So everything that has a prerequisite of 5th level, it applies for. Improved pack weapon. You can do pact of the blade. You can do there's so many things here, man.
That's a big,
Mask of many
sexy list, isn't
faces.
it?
It is a huge list. Warlock has some of the, other than Wizard, has some of the most spell options because you have all of these pact options too. It's just so many options. Thirsting Blade, because if you take Pact of the Blade, you can attack with pact weapon twice. Yeah, there's. Have you taken a look at any of these
No.
when you were
because
deciding?
I wasn't 100% sure what level I'd be starting at.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, level 5.
So yeah, no, I didn't go that far down the page. to be
Okay,
fair.
sure. So let's talk about it then, right? So you Pact of the Blade is what you've done, right? Is that we've done Hexblade.
So we've gone
Where's-
Hexblade, yeah, but
Right. Is Pact of the Blade one of these things already down here?
Yes, the next thing down. It's under the invocation. The invocations are first.
Oh, it's
then the
under
pact,
these.
Then the pact boon is
Oh, okay. So you have pacts. Okay, so let's do this first,
yeah,
and then we'll go back and pick those because
So-
some of these are prerequisites.
I'm pretty sure straight off the bat, and this was something I had in mind before, while I was first researching the class and stuff. Is
Sure.
I want agonizing blast.
Okay. Agonizing Blast. What is the prerequisite for agonizing?
It's the Eldritch Blast cantrip.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You add your charisma modifier to the damage it deals on hit. Great. That's fine. We'll pick that up in a bit. Let's talk about pacts, though.
Oh, we're
Let's
doing
do that
pacts
first.
Sorry.
Let's do pact. Yeah, so we're going to do that first because Pact of the Blade and Pact of Chain, some of that is prerequisites for the ones above here. Plus, this, lets you know kind of where you're going with things.
Mm-hmm.
So Pact of the Blade, use your action to create a pact weapon in your empty hand. You can choose a form this melee takes every time you create it. Proficient with it while you wield it. The weapon counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistances and immunities.
Mm-hmm.
Pact weapon disappears if it's more than 5 feet away from you. Disappears if you use the feature again, if you dismiss the weapon, or if you die. You can transform one magic weapon into your pact weapon by performing a special ritual. Perform that ritual over the course of an hour. It can be done during a short rest. You can then dismiss the weapon, shunting it into an extra dimensional space, and it appears wherever you create your pact weapon thereafter. You can't affect the artifact or sentient weapon in this way. Can't affect an artifact or a sentient weapon this way. Weapon ceases to be your pact weapon if you die. Perform the 1 hour ritual on a different weapon, or use the 1 hour ritual to break your bond. Okay. Pact of the Chain. You learn the Find Familiar spell, and you can cast it as a ritual. That's cool. When you cast a spell, you choose one of the normal forms of your familiar, or one of the following: Imp, Pseudo-Dragon, Quasit, or Sprite. Additionally, you take the attack action. You can forego one of your own attacks to allow your familiar to use its reaction to make one of its own. Whoa! I just got a sub. I'm going to go address that. Hey, thanks for subbing, whoever you are, guy.
It's AI
Scots! It's Scots! Thanks for the resub,
I'd also
bud.
like to point out at the beginning of the stream, I resubbed with my Prime, and there was no recognition whatsoever. Just saying.
Wait, did it actually pop up? Oh my god, I'm
no,
sorry,
it didn't.
dude.
No, it didn't. No, the whole stream ignored it. It didn't even show up.
Wait, let me... Oh, did you announce it, though? Because if you hit the
I
button...
don't know if it counts as a resub or not.
Oh. Well, it didn't announce it.
There's no share button, but we'll
Oh,
do
no!
that later.
Okay, I'm sorry. It didn't pop up. Okay.
Hey, we don't do
so...
it for the recognition. We do it because we're amazing.
Hey, thanks. The Scots, thanks again, bud. Pact of the Tome, Patron gives you a grimoire called the Book of Shadows. When you gain this feature, choose 3 cantrips from any class spell list. Cantrips do not need to be from the same spell list. When the book is on your person, you can cast those at will. They don't count against your number of cantrips known. Any cantrip you cast with this feature is considered a Warlock one. If you lose your book, you can perform a ceremony to get a replacement. So, ones that make sense as a blade lock is it like right off the bat is like, okay, Pact of the Blade, right? It makes perfect sense for you doing that, but you're more than welcome to pick any of these.
Yeah, this is that point where I'm torn between doing what makes sense
And what you want
and
to
what
do.
I think would be like super fun.
Do what your heart desires, man.
All right, I want Pact of the Tome then.
Pact of the Tome. Okay. So go ahead and drop that bad boy into your features and traits list.
Because I don't want to be like everyone else. I don't want to be like every other Warlock out there, man.
Yeah? Apparently, like my whole system here is absolutely busted up. Oh, because my Twitch alerts are like in the wrong spot. Thanks, like one, I appreciate it. So cool. So we're gonna do Pact of the Tome. Guess what this does? It gives you even more options that you're gonna have to pick from.
Exactly.
God. Okay. So you've picked your pact. I guess we should probably do your spells before we do other things. Okay. The last thing we have to do before we do spells and the other things is the level 4 ability score improvement or feats. So, do you want to take the ability score improvements or do you want to take feats? Some of the feats do allow like a singular ability score improvement plus something.
Yeah, I need to take a brief look at the.
Yeah, let's go through the feats list. So the only limitation on your feats list is going to be from the player handbook. We're gonna just use those.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, that's fine.
Just because it keeps it simple, basically keeps it to a page and a half. Feels good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Actor gives you a bonus to charisma. There's constitution bonuses. There's a bunch of stuff in here, honestly.
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit rowdy out there.
I can hear.
All right, let's do this. Oh, man.
So to address karma, only cantrips, no spells. The book that he's picked, that pact, is only cantrips, not spells. The being a blade lock will give him here. We'll scroll up to it. He does have extra spells at his disposal. I gotta get all the way back up there. So the Hexblade expanded spell list is this. The Book of Shadows or whatever, that pact is only cantrips, but it's from any spell list. Like wizard, sorcerer, bard, whatever. You can use any of those. Okay. Be an acrobat, spell sniper, warcaster. Warcaster's pretty good. What's weapon master do? Increase strength or dex by 1, max 20. Proficiency with 4 simple and martial weapons, just any of them. Oh, okay, I see.
I'm kind of tempted with spell sniper.
When you cast a spell that requires you to make an attack roll, the spell's range is doubled. Remember, you're a blade lock, though. So, like,
true.
think about it in that way.
Yeah.
You can definitely do this.
No,
range spell attacks ignore half cover, and you want Eldritch Blast. Like, this works really well with Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
So, if that's something that you want to do, keep that in mind. But like, you have attributed yourself or spec'd into like doing blade lock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Spell Sniper definitely works really well with Eldritch Blast and Agonizing Blast, since that's the bonus one that you wanted to take.
Yeah.
It also gives you an additional cantrip too. And think of it this way: you don't have to take a feat. You can take the +1 or +2 to your scores. So if you want to bump like Charisma to 18 and all of a sudden everything's +4, you can do that. and you just forego getting the cantrip or getting the feat. Sorry.
To be fair, Warcaster does sound stupidly useful.
Warcaster is stupidly useful, so that helps.
I mean, I'll have a weapon and a shield in my hands anyway.
Yep.
So there's a benefit there. Plus, if an attack of opportunity, being able to cast a spell rather than taking an attack. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep, it's really good. Plus, it gives you, if you have any concentration spells, like your hexes or anything like that, you have advantage on saving throws for it. So, like, if they try to, like, knock you out of it, you have advantage on that.
Let's do that, man.
Okay. So, go ahead and put Warcaster into your features and traits.
Prerequisite: the ability to cast at least one spell.
Yeah, you have a lot of those options right now.
Kind of important right now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Warcaster, perfect. All right. We gotta talk your patron, and we gotta talk spells. This is what we gotta do.
This is where it gets spicy, people.
Yeah, this is gonna be really interesting. So we know you want the Eldritch Blast cantrip. Great. Let's go over to your spells list. I'm gonna go ahead and bring us over there. We want that. All right, easy enough. That's hopefully there's one that'll actually just copy and paste in there. Eldritch Blast. Drop that bad boy in there. Dunzo. I wonder if Agonizing Blast is actually in here as a thing. Probably not. Okay, it's just a class thing. It just specifies. When you cast Eldritch Blast, add your Charisma modifier to the damage it deals on hit. Instantaneous spells. What does it do for damage right now? Hang on. Just gonna click this. Eldritch Blast. One action, 120 feet. Takes 1d10 force damage. Why did it not roll as an attack? Oh, output, attack. Here we go. Oh, it didn't put it in here as an attack? That's super weird. All right, game. Fun. So instantaneous spell, attack, range, damage is 1d10. Spell creates more than one beam when you reach higher levels. 2 beams at 5th level, so you get 2. 3 beams at 11. 4 beams. You can direct the beams at the same target or at different ones. Make separate attack rolls for each beam. So you get 2. 1d10 force damage. Cantrip progression. Cantrip dice. Cantrip beam. Saving throw. No saving throws. No effects. No higher level damage. We can go ahead and do on for that. Okay, let's see if this does the thing. Well, I rolled like the lowest available, but that's fine.
Please don't.
Damage, 1d10. Okay, so for you, you'll have to state that you're going to make it in... Oh, but you can do it every time, it says. Wait, hang on. You're studying Eldritch Invocations. You gain 2. Invocation options are detailed. When you gain certain Warlock levels, you get more. Oh, so it just happens. Okay, cool. So... it's not going to let me just do that. But we can do 1d10 plus 3. Because you're going to do it every time, right? There's no reason not to.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's just do the damage here. 1d10 plus 3. I rolled the same number, but it's fine. So that's going to be... I'm going to go ahead and rename this. This is going to be Agonizing Blast. There you go. Cool. So you wanted that one. Great. That's the first spell. We've got that down. Let's see. you get at level 5 3 cantrips that you know, 6 spells that you know, 2 spell slots, and all spell slots are at level 3. So I don't know if you know how Warlock spellcasting works.
No, not especially.
So you have to cast your spells at the highest available level other than cantrips.
Okay.
So you can only cast things at level 3.
I'm sure that won't be a problem.
You get 2 spell slots at level 3.
Okay.
And then all 6 of your spells will be cast or would be cast at that point. Your spell slots are regained on short or long rests, right? So you get both. Whereas like a wizard only gets them back on long rest, or a paladin only gets them back on long rests.
Okay.
If you take a short rest, you can get your spell slots back.
Nice.
Again, cantrips don't apply to your spell slots, which is why Eldritch Blast is super useful. And you know 6 spells. You technically know 6 cantrips, which is interesting enough. But we have 1 down already, so that's going to be your Agonizing Blast or Eldritch Blast. So you know 2 more Warlock cantrips. So we need to take a look at that spell list. Where is... Let's see. Spells. Warlock. Okay. And let's do levels. Cantrips. Okay, so in your dealio, the website.
Yep.
Under references, spells, Warlock. This one for spells, I'm good with Player's Handbook, Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, and Xanathar's. Okay, so you can use any one of those that are available in any of those, because those are official books, and that's fine.
Okay.
Blade Ward, Booming Blade, things that might be interesting to you. Booming Blade is interesting for sure for sword stuff. Green Flame Blade is interesting for sword stuff. Lightning Lure is interesting for like being like close in and doing sword things. So just there's a lot to choose from here.
There is. There always is with these spells.
Yeah. So yeah, what are you thinking?
Thinking I want to F some S up. You
Yes.
can tell my kids are around, right?
Yes.
Tom's censoring himself.
So, well, how do you want to play it? Do you want to play it from range, or do you want to like get in there and cut some stuff up?
I mean,
like...
I've got a freaking sword gifted to me by
some
patron,
weird patron,
some otherworldly.
Sure.
Creature. I mean, I've got to show some respect for that, haven't I? I can't be too far away. Plus, I've got a decent AC and a reasonably okay health pool, so
yeah, you're not hurting for it. Okay, so the cantrip. So take this into account. Booming Blade. As part of your action, used to cast a spell, you make a melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making the attack, and you're like, man, I'm going to use Booming Blade while I do this. On hit, the target suffers normal effects of the attack, becomes like encased in energy.
Yep.
Until the start of your next turn. If they move before then, they take thunder damage.
Ooh.
Of 1d8, or at 5th level, it deals 2d8.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so
Green Flame Blade is similar to this, except when you do the attack, it does fire damage to something adjacent to it.
I love the green flame. A green flame reference. That's it, Kema,
Yep. You must make a melee attack with the weapon, and then green fire leaps from the target to a different target of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. The second creature takes damage, and it deals 2d8. So those are some good blade ones. Lightning Lure, I think, is fun. You create a lash of lightning energy that hits a creature of your choice that you can see in range. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled towards you. You're like lightning version of Scorpion. And it'll be pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards you and then take lightning damage if it's in with 5 feet of you. And so you basically hit it with a lightning, pull it towards you, and then it's in range for you to, hit it.
That sounds just absolutely epic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We gotta have that, man.
It's pretty cool.
This is all about the epic moments, all right?
Okay, so let's... All right, so you're cool with lightning lure.
Yeah, man.
I put in lighting lure. So lightning lure?
Sounds like we're going fishing, man.
Yeah. Oh, of course it's not actually in here. Feels good, man. Sometimes, man, this game. Lightning lure. It is evocation. 1 action. Range is 15 feet. Target is single. Components are just vocal. You basically just yell it and it works. Non-concentration duration is instantaneous. Spellcasting ability it works for your regular spellcasting ability, so it'll be charisma. Outputs an attack. It does ranged attack damage. Strikes at a creature. They must succeed on a strike saving throw. Okay, so it's not ranged technically. Huh. Well, it is, but you don't roll for the thing. None. There's no spell attack. They just have to beat your DC, it looks like. Wait. That's weird. Is it... Okay, I think they just have to succeed the DC. Or be pulled. And then take lightning damage. Okay, so if they succeed on the strength saving throw, they aren't pulled, they don't take damage. Okay, cool. I'm on board now. 1d8 lightning. Saving throw is strength, effect, no damage, and no pull. Higher level cast damage is 1. Well, it's not higher level. You just do that. It just exists. So we're going to just have to pay attention to these whenever they go up. So it's technically 2d8. Which is fine. All right, let's see if this works. Sorry, I was all in Roll20 there, guys. Oops. Does damage, but they'll make a save, DC 14. And if they make the save, they just don't take that damage. Okay. And they aren't pulled. Cool. Yeah, so that works. Okay, that's 2 of 3.
2 of 6.
2 of 6. Sorry. Oh my god, 2 of 6. You're totally right.
By the way, you've got Agonizing Blast in there as a cantrip. Isn't the cantrip itself actually Eldritch Blast?
Yes, but is there ever a reason you won't use it as... So Agonizing Blast is...
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's easy just to have it that way, yes.
I could do both. I mean, I can drop in both.
There's no point.
Okay. I was like, I don't know if there's ever an occasion. Again, I'm handing you a larger box of knives. Is there any occasion that you're going to use a smaller knife?
Take some of these knives back. I have too many knives.
I have so many knives. Like, I don't know if you're going to ever say that, but... Sure. Okay, cool. So, what else? What are you thinking?
We're going to do the green flame blade for sure.
Okay.
Just because it's useful and I get to say green flame, so...
It is fun. I think I have to actually manually add this one. Okay, so I'm going to go manually add this.
All right.
Be thinking about the third one that you want, and then the next 3 can come from any book.
Yeah.
So take off that limiter on Warlock and go to town, and buddy.
Chat, I need chat to throw me some ideas here as well.
Yeah, chat. We need some cantrip ideas. Okay. While I make green flame blade actually happen here. Green. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll just put it over here so you guys can see me type all this nonsense in. I know it's fun. Okay, so this one is a evocation. Casting time is 1 action. Range is 5 feet. Target is single. VM. Duration is 1 round. Spellcasting ability is charisma. Second creature increases when you deal a 5th level. The melee attack deals an extra 1d8 fire damage to the target. Wow. And the fire damage to the second creature increases to 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier. Okay, so when you use Green Flame Blade, you just do an extra d8 of fire damage when you hit someone.
Feels good. Yes, Duzan. He's got exactly where my mind had gone.
Vicious Mockery.
You gotta have Vicious Mockery if it's available, man.
Unreasonable.
I just want to insult somebody until they die.
Jesus. Oh my god. So we're gonna do. So the damage is gonna be.
Press the digital stimulation. You'd like a bit of that.
D8 plus your spellcasting ability. I wonder if, and this is going to end up being. This is going to be interesting. I'm not sure. I can see why they didn't have this in here already. It's a melee attack. D8. Let's see what this outputs real quick. Green Flame Blade. It's a melee attack. Plus charisma to hit. Okay, so that's the 2 hit. Which you make a melee attack with a weapon against the creature within the spell's range. Okay, so this is how we're going to have to do this. This is going to be... It's just going to be post... When you make an attack, you can say that it would, like, you'd be like, okay, it's a Green Flame Blade attack, and then you'll roll your attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you hit, you'll click Green Flame Blade, and it will apply the damage.
Okay.
And then so this will have to be plus your charisma, so that's 3 for the second one. Okay. So if you look in the chat log right now, right? So like it would look like something like this. Let's say we go to your Oh, cool. It's actually in here as well. So let's go to Longsword. You're like, yeah, I hit him with a Longsword. I'm like, okay, cool, that hits. And you're like, great, Longsword does 10 damage. It was a Green Flame Blade attack, so it's going to do an additional 3 to the main guy. Mm-hmm. And then if there's someone within 5 feet that you see, it does that 1d8 plus 3 extra damage in that second slot.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's all on your attacks and spellcasting list, so it's pretty easy to like flip back and forth between all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you said Vicious Mockery, yeah?
Yeah, so this will be one of the ones from the tome.
I don't know if I spelled vicious. I did not spell vicious correctly. Vicious. There's a lot of vicious stuff in this game. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
There's Vicious Mockery. Great. Okay, so that's two left. You got 2 left.
Da-da-da. Okay. So you don't want Vicious Mockery, you throw slime at things. Oh, it's the Nickelodeon version. Okay.
Spare the dying. I love it.
That means I have to stop hurting people and start helping my friends. I don't see that being in my remit. Hey, I was told we already have plenty of healing in the party.
I don't know why he said that.
Is
they don't.
Is that not true?
They don't.
Well, I've been grossly misinformed, and it's their fault.
They definitely don't have a cleric. Like, it's... But you know what? That's fine. Hey, man, you know what the best defense is? The best healing is not having any enemies to fight. If they're already all dead, there's nothing to heal. So who cares? Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of pointless.
Sword burst. Message. Healing word. Is that level? Yeah, that's level 1. And that's outside of the outside of the parameters. We'll get to actual spells here in a bit. We're just getting through cantrips right now. What's sword burst, Dusan? Let me take a look at that.
I can't even see sword. I don't know if I have it filtered out somewhere.
Sword burst, cantrip. You create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. Every creature within the range other than you must succeed on dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. At level 5, it's 2d6. Any creature. So, allies or not.
Oh, okay.
Basically, you got like a spinning ballerina blade set on here, and it just goes little weed whacker action.
Yeah, I don't think so. What is this one? Let's do some necro damage, shall we?
God, yeah, you have no limits on these two. So cantrips. Acid Splash, Blade Ward. Here, I'm going to pull this up so everyone can see all the options you have. Chill Touch, Control Flames, Create Bonfire, Dancing Light, Druid Craft, Eldritch Blast, Firebolt. Oh, friends. That's nice. Frostbite, Green Flame Blade, Guidance, Gust, Infestation, Light. Light's good. Lightning Lure, Mage Hand, Magic Stone, Mending, Message, Minor Illusion, Mold Earth, Poison Spray, Prestidigitation, Primal Savagery, Produce Flame, Ray of Frost, Resistance, Sacred Flame, Shape Water, Shillelagh. There's too many options. Shocking Grasp, Spare the Dying, Swordburst, Thaumaturgy, Thorn Whip, Thunderclap, Toll the Dead, True Strike, Vicious Mockery, Word of Radiance. There's a lot. A lot.
Oh, there we go. I had some filtered out. You were reading some, I can't see those. And it's because my filters had some.
Yep, removed all the filters.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yup.
This is where it gets really exciting.
Yup. Message is pretty good. Like just being able to contact people at will in your party is pretty good. Like mentally, you know?
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's pretty useful.
Friends can be good, especially if you're trying to like deceive someone or anything like that. Light is good for the people that can't see in the dark, but I'm pretty sure everyone in the party now has some form of dark vision, so that's good. But you wouldn't know that. Doesn't matter. Light's useful regardless.
Let's have a look.
Roll flames. Non-magical flame. See within range, fits in a 5-foot cube. You can affect it, expand it, extinguish it, double or half the area of light, cause simple shapes. You can cast this spell multiple times. You have 3 non-instantaneous effects active at the same time.
Sounds far too creative for me.
Says the man that wants to insult people to death.
Oh, yeah, well, that's easy to think of. I think message is going to be really useful.
Okay, sure.
I think we should. Yeah, we should branch away from just pure hurting people.
I mean, again, you have plenty of extra spells you're going to be able to use that are just damage.
Slightly more utility.
So we'll put
based.
message in there. Yeah, we'll put message in. 1, 2, 3. What am I missing? What did you pick?
What did I pick?
Am I missing one cantrip, or do you need one more?
Yeah, there's one more. We should have.
Oh.
We haven't picked the 6th one yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought we did, but
No,
yeah,
no,
okay.
no.
So you have one more.
Okay. This one. Am I going to need advantage on charisma checks?
Are you gonna need advantage? I mean,
I mean, advantage
it
could
never
always
hurts.
be useful, right?
It never hurts.
Yeah. All right, let's take friends. Let's round it off with a bit of friendship.
Sure.
It's the kind of boat that never sinks.
Friends. Okay, so apparently, friends. Even though it's in the player handbook, only animal friendship shows up. Excuse me? Wow, so I actually have to put this in here. Friends. It is a enchantment cantrip. 1 action to cast. Range is self. No target. Component is S&M. Small amount of makeup applied to the face. Or if you have a focus, which you will, it'll be fine. And then it's concentration for 1 minute. You have advantage on charisma checks directed at the creature of your choice that is not hostile towards you. I'll put the spell card, see what it looks like. Creature prone to violence might attack you. Another creature might seek retribution. Okay, cool. Great. All right. More spells, because we need more spells. So you have, those are your cantrips. You now know 6 spells. The slot is level 3. You will know, let me see if I remember this correctly. Spell slots. Table shows you how many slots you have. Table also shows the level of slot is. All of your spell slots are the same level. To cast one of your Warlock spells of first level or higher, you must expend a spell slot. Regain all when you finish a short or long rest. So, for example, 5th level, you have 2 3rd level spell slots. To cast a 1st level spell, Thunder Wave, you expend the 3rd level spell. At 1st level, you know 2 1st level spells. And then, when you learn more, 1st level and higher. Be a level no higher than what's shown in table slot level. Okay. When you reach 6th, for example, you learn 1st, 2nd, or 3rd level. Choose one of the Warlock spells you know and replace it with another spell, which must be of a level higher than your choice. Okay. So, you can choose 1st, 2nd, or 3rd level spells. But I think so you'd have two 1st level spells, 3 1st level spells, and then you'd have 3 1st level spells and a 2nd level spell, 3 1st level spells, 2 2nd level spells, 3 1st level, 2 2nd, 1 3rd. I think, if that's correct. Unless you wanted to take all 1st level or something like. So the natural progression right now is 3 1st level, 2 2nd level, 1 3rd level.
Okay.
If you wanted to do that. You also know 2 more of these invocations, by the way. As a heads up. So we need to do those. Additionally, you can choose from the expanded spell list here. Which is, you have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd level spells here that are available. Oh, Blink and Blur. Oh my god, those are really good.
Have I not also got this list of expanded spells from the Hexblade?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Oh,
you have those.
Okay.
Yep. Blink is really cool. Shield is really good because it's a reaction.
Just blowing my freaking mind, boys.
And Blur is cool too. So you have 3 1st level, 2 2nd level, 1 3rd level. All right, let's look at spells here and go back to Warlock. There's the armor ones. Arms of Vidar is cool. There's so many. Hex, Hellish Rebuke. And remember, even though they're first level spells, you'll cast them at a 3rd level.
Okay.
Because the only spell slots you have are at 3rd level.
Okay. Yeah, Hex sounds kind of useful. Hellish Rebuke. Susan shouted at me.
I see that. Oh yeah, it's a reaction. So if someone hits you, you can do damage back to them.
Oh yeah, let's take that. That's awesome.
Please be in here. Hellish Rebuke. Thank God. Great. Okay, Hellish Rebuke. When you cast this level, oh my God, if you cast this because it's a 3rd level, they'll take 4d10 fire damage if they fail to save. 4d10.
Yeah, but they're still going to take half of that if they succeed.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Screw you trying to attack me.
That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, you only get 2 slots, right? So you better make them count.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Seeing anything else that
Yeah, I'm just reading up on Shadowblade right now.
Shadowblade. Ooh, Misty Step is on too. Shadowblade. Let's take a look. Bonus action. Create a sword of solidified gloom. Jeez.
Sounds like my mood most days.
When you use the sword to attack a target that's in dim light or darkness, you make the roll with advantage. Interesting.
And it'll be cast, but it'll be doing 3d8 damage.
Increases to 3d8. Wow.
That's
okay.
That's potential.
Yeah. Right. Counter spell's a 3rd level spell. Fly is a 3rd level spell. Summon demons? Jesus.
Oh man, Thunderstep sounds awesome.
Teleport yourself to an unoccupied space. Immediately after you disappear, a thunderous boom sounds. Each creature within 10 feet of the space you left makes a Constitution saving throw, taking 3d10 thunder damage. Wow. Okay. Thunder can be heard for 300 feet. You bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you can carry. You also teleport one willing creature of your size or smaller who's carrying its gear. Creature must be within 5 feet of you. There must be an unoccupied space within 5 feet of your destination point. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, it goes up. But as of, one action, and you can teleport 90 feet.
Yeah, I know, dudes, but they're just gonna have to make their saving throws, aren't they?
Thunderous Step, theatrical exit. Yeah. Pretty much, man. And we're gone. Boom.
Look, we're taking it. It's cool, so we're taking it. That's what
You're gonna take it. All right, Thunder Step.
Cool this.
I dig it. Okay, that's a 3rd level conjuration. All right, I gotta add this one in manually. So
Exit stage bright. Nice, Susan. Nice.
Conjuration. Casting time. 1 action. Range is 90 feet. Target, I mean, it's not really a target. I'm not going to worry about it. And it's just a vocal component. It's instantaneous. Spellcasting ability, none, doesn't matter. Output the attack. Spell attack. Saving throw is Constitution. Half damage. Yeah. Um. 3d10. There it is. Jesus. 3d10 thunder. On. And let's take this. Put this. See what comes out. DC 11. Spell save DC should be 14. Excuse me. Oh, hang on. There we go. Let's see if it works now. 14. Constitution save. Teleport does 3d10 thunder damage. Jeez. Okay, cool. Yeah, and you can teleport 90 feet. Absolutely insane.
Nice. So that's our level 3 one done. So we've got 2 more level 1s, yeah? And a level 2.
And a level 2.
2 level 2s. Ba-da-ba. Quite tempted to take this Armor of Agathis.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spell.
Yeah. I think we'll do it. Let's do it.
All right.
More hit points plus damage.
Yep. Very, very similar to that Hellish Rebuke as well.
Yeah.
Where you do damage back to them.
Nobody's going to want to attack me. Simple as that.
You say that, but people are dumb. So, armor was a first level spell. That's right. Of course, it's not in here either. Oh my god! I sometimes
I think you need to expand your Roll20 asset.
But I can't. It won't. There's not a way to do it.
2 hands.
First level abjuration. Casting time is 1 action. Okay. Range is self. BSNM. It is duration of 1 hour, not even concentration. Cool. No spellcasting ability needed. Like a magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost. Gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. Nice. Creature hits you with a melee attack while you have the hit points. The creature takes 5 cold damage. Increase by 5 for each spell slot above. Okay. And it just does flat damage. Okay, cool. So it's going to output the spell card. And then we'll just have to be like, yeah, I cast Armor of Agathis. And so now I have 15 health, and it will do 15 damage when they hit me.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. What's next?
Yeah, dudes, and I keep hearing S&M as
S&M, yeah. VS&M, thank you. Rename spell, plot armor of Agathis Christie. All right.
We got some bad dad jokes going on in chat today.
Oh my god. All right, so you need 1 more first level spell and 2 second level spells.
Cloud of Daggers looks fun.
Fill the air with spinning daggers. Centered on a point you choose within range. Creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd or higher, increases 2d4 for
You
each
did say
slot.
I'd have a big box of just, I'm going with it.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed some of that.
You did say I was going to have a big box of knives, so I'm just going with that.
Sure, yeah, we can do Cloud of Daggers.
Do it.
Of course it's not in the stupid thing. Oh my god, this.
I think I picked
I'm
every.
so upset right now.
That's awesome.
This could be so much faster if if it actually existed. One action, range is 60 feet. Oh my gosh, there's still more that we have to do because you have 2 more of the things.
The things?
Yeah, you have 2 more of your Warlock and Eldritch Invocations.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's so much stuff. Okay. Fill the air with spitting daggers. It's an attack technically. No spell casting ability. It just does an area of effect. The damage is 4d4, but it would be cast at 3rd or higher. So it's going to be 4d4 slashing. No save. Wait, no saving throw? Ah, yeah, no saving throw. Wow, they just take the damage. 2d4 at higher level cast. Include spell description and attack. Or let's see what happens when I click this. Cast to a level 3, because it's the only way you'll be able to cast it. Well, the 2d4 didn't do so hot, but the 4d4 did. Okay, cool. Wow, this does a ton of damage.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, this does a ton of damage. Jeez, dude. Okay, that's Cloud of Daggers added. What else? One more 2nd level, one more 1st level, and then we get to go through your Eldritch Invocations. You got 2 more of those.
I'm thinking Charm Person's going to be quite useful.
Sure, yeah.
Let's do that one.
Charm
That's
Person.
That's the last of my 1st level.
Okay, cool. That's added.
One you didn't have to input?
Yeah, no, that one. See how much faster that is? Okay, and then we have one more 2nd level spell. Crown of Madness is pretty cool. Hold Person is good. Invisibility. Misty Step. Shatter. That's like ridiculous damage too.
So many amazing choices.
Counterspell, Dispel Magic. Flies 3. Oh, never mind. Counterspell and Dispel Magic are both level 3. My bad. Shatter is a ridiculous amount of damage. Damage increases by 1d8 per slot, so it does 4d8 thunder damage.
Yeah, we're doing that. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. It's also one of those that makes a lot of fucking noise, too. So there's that. Luckily, this one just inputs. Let's see what comes out. Cast at level 3. I'm going to go ahead and put the partial. Okay. What comes out when I do Charm Person? Okay, cool. So Shatter, cast at level 3. Point of your choice within range. Constitution saving throw, does damage, plus damage. Jeez. Yeah, okay. Sudden loud ringing noise painfully intense erupts at a point of your choice. Each creature in a 10-foot radius must make a Constitution saving throw, etc., etc. Creature made of not inorganic materials, stone, crystal, and metal has disadvantage. So constructs, because you can literally just vibrate them out of existence. So that's bad.
So is that Karmajin in the chat? He makes a good point that I was actually thinking about. So, but counterspell is a level 3 spell, so that would have to replace Thunderstep.
Correct, it would.
Which I'm totally thinking about doing, to be perfectly honest.
That's up to you.
Yeah. Because we have a lot of like damage spells right there.
I'm forgetting he's going to cast 2 spells for combat, and one will most likely be defensive. I mean, I'm not forgetting that, but this is something to think about. Theatrical Exit is a good choice. I think it's really good.
I like...
Thunderstep is your get-out-of-jail-free card,
dude. Let's just stick with what we've got here.
All of a sudden, you're just gone. Like, there's nothing to...
We do it. We stick with what we've got.
Yeah, and think about most of the stuff that you're going to be doing is going to be cantrip-oriented, especially in combat. Like, Green Flame is going to be super huge for you. Lightning Lure, that kind of stuff. And all of that's cantrips. Like, you don't need to worry about that. But you're going to get like 2 big spells in between rests, essentially. And they'll be ridiculous, but that's about all you'll get for it. Okay, that's all of your spells. So the things that we need to look at now is, are we changing any of these? Eldritch Invocations. So we've already got Agonizing Blast, but this means you get 2 more. Armor of Shadows, which is cast Mage Armor on yourself. You don't need it because you're already using half plate. Mage Armor is technically lower than that, and you have to wear no armor to use it. Ascendant Step is 9th level. Doesn't work. Aspect of the Moon, which is Pact of the Tome. You're doing this. You no longer need to sleep. Can't be forced to sleep. Gain the benefits of long rest. You can spend all 8 hours doing light activity, such as reading your Book of Shadows and keeping watch. You don't need to sleep if you take that.
Keep watch all the time and let the other guy sleep. That's kind of super useful.
Beast Speech. You can speak with animals at will without expending a spell slot. Beguiling Influence. Gain proficiency in Deception and Persuasion. So you get both of those, so you can change those around. Bewitching Whispers. Not 7th level yet. Book of Ancient Secrets. Again, Pact of the Tome. You can inscribe magical rituals in your Book of Shadows. Choose 2 first-level spells that have ritual. Spells needn't be from the same spell list. Spells appear in your book and don't count against the number of spells you know. With Book of Shadows in hand, you can cast those chosen spells as rituals. Can't cast the spells except as rituals unless you've learned them by some other means. And also cast a Warlock spell you know as a ritual if it has the ritual tag. You can either add other ritual spells to your Book of Shadows when you find a spell. You can add it to the book if the spell's level is equal to or less than half your Warlock level, round it up, blah, blah, blah. And you can spare the time to transcribe the spell. Each level of the spell transcription process takes 2 hours, costs 50 gold for rare inks, and etc. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Cloak of Flies. As a bonus action, you surround yourself with magical aura that looks like buzzing flies. Aura extends 5 feet out from you. It lasts until you're incapacitated. Aura grants you advantage on charisma, intimidation checks, but disadvantage on all other charisma checks. Any other creature that starts its turn in the aura takes poison damage equal to your charisma modifier. Once you use the invocation, can't do it until a short or long rest. Devil's Sight. You can normally see in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet. Wow, so even magical darkness. Eldritch Sight can cast Detect Magic at will without using a spell slot. Eldritch Smite, 5th level, Pact of the Blade. Once per turn, you hit a creature with your pact weapon, you can expend a Warlock spell slot to deal an extra 1d8 force damage to the target, plus 1d8 per spell slot. You can knock the target prone if it's huge or smaller. That's pretty crazy, too.
Yeah, I'm not Pact of the Blade, though, am I?
Oh, no, you're not. That's Pact. Sorry, I got that mixed up with the other the being Blade. Oh, dude, I totally forgot. We looked at your spells. Did you want from the extended spell list? Did you want any of those? Like Blink or anything else? Or are you good with what we have?
Let's just stick with what we've got now.
Okay. Eldritch Spear. When you cast Eldritch Blast, its range is 300 feet. That doubles up with what you have. Eyes of the Runekeeper. You can read all writing. All of it.
Wow, that sounds useful.
Fiendish Vigor. Cast False Life on yourself at will as a first level spell without expending a spell slot or material components. False Life gives you temporary bonus or hit points based on a level. Wow. I think it gives you 5 at first level. So you just get you can just do it. You just have 5 bonus points. Gaze of Two Minds. You can use your action to touch a willing humanoid and perceive through its senses until the end of your next turn. As long as the creature is in the same plane of existence, you can use your action on subsequent turns to maintain the connection, extending the duration to the end of your turn. While perceiving through the other creature's senses, you benefit from any special senses possessed by the creature, but you're blinded and deafened in your own surroundings. Gift of the Depths. You can breathe underwater. You have a swimming speed. You can also cast water breathing once without expending a spell slot.
Nah. I'm looking down here at paid.
Eldritch Blast cancer. Once per your turns, when you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can move that creature in a straight line 10 feet closer to you. Yeah, you could do that.
Yep. I kind of like that one.
Okay. Sure, yeah. Go ahead and put that in your features and traits. Because that's an option, right? Like, that's something that you might not want to do.
Okay. That's done.
Hey, LQD, what's up, bud? Yeah, let's add some. We can do the ritual one, and then the not sleeping one was pretty interesting.
I kind of like the not sleeping.
That's pretty interesting.
It's going to be really useful.
Go down the rest of these. There's Maddening Hex. You have a Warlock feature that does a curse. Psychic disturbance around the target, which is Hexblade's curse. When you do so, you deal psychic damage to the cursed target, each creature of your choice and each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. Psychic damage equals your charisma modifier. Interesting. Mask of Many Faces, disguise self at will. Mire of the Mind, you can cast slow using a Warlock spell slot. Misty Visions, you can cast Silent Image at will. One with Shadows, when you're in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to become invisible. 9th level, 7th level.
This list is monstrous.
Yes, Repelling Blast. When you hit a creature with Eldritch Blast, you can push them.
And so many of them are awesome.
7th, 15th. Signs of Ill Omen. You can cast Bestow Curse once using a Warlock spell slot. Can't do it again. I don't know what Bestow Curse is. It's just a curse thing. Thief of 5 Fates. You can cast Bane once using Warlock spell slot. Not Pact of the Blade. Tome of Levistus. As a reaction, when you take damage, you can entomb yourself in ice, which melts away at the end of your next turn. You gain 10 temporary hit points per Warlock level. Takes as much triggering damage as possible. Immediately after you take the damage, you gain vulnerability to fire damage. Speed is reduced to 0, and you're incapacitated. These effects, including any remaining temporary hit points, all end once the ice melts. To use this invocation, you can't use it until finish short or long rest. 7th, 15th, Pact of Chain, 9th, and 15th. Okay, that's all of them. But like that's a freaking list, man. Anything else catch your eye out of that, or are we still looking at the no sleep one?
Yeah, I'm torn between the no sleep or the Mask of Many Faces.
Oh, that's you're not Pact of the Blade, right? You're just a blade lock. Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I'm not adding more spells, man. I've done enough spells today.
It's so many spells.
Yeah, let's do the sleep one, man.
Okay. Eyes the Runekeeper. That was the reading one. Jesus. Devil's Sight.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me. If you want to go ahead and add that to your traits list there. Jeez, dude. Spells take so long to do. Okay. Great. Now we get to do background. So let's take a look at backgrounds. We're just going to keep it to Player's Handbook or Sword Coast, which I think. Yeah. So Player's Handbook or Sword Coast for backgrounds.
Which book, sorry?
Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide.
Okay.
I wonder what the Curse of Strahd ones are. Curious as to what this one is. Huh. Okay. So there's a lot here. Acolyte, Charlatan. City Watch, Clancrafter, Cloistered Scholar, Courtier, Criminal, Spy, Entertainer, Faction Agent, Traveler, Folk Hero, Artisan, Hermit, Inheritor, Investigator, a Knight, Mercenary Veteran, Noble, Outlander, Sage, Sailor, Soldier, Urban, Bounty Hunter, Urchin, Tribe Member, Waterdavian Noble. Waterdavian Noble, just leave out. We're not going to do that one. Tribe Member, we're not going to do that one either.
But I wanted both of those.
Too bad. Too bad. So you're a warlock, right? You're not particularly strong or fast. You're charismatic. You're a little wise. But you've made a pact with something. We need to decide what that is. Who gave you the pact? What otherworldly creature it is, and how it affects you, and what your relationship with that is. So yeah, I don't. What are you thinking for background?
I'm just browsing a couple of things here.
I didn't read that before, Karma. Go rituals, add more spells to annoy
Just
robot.
to annoy
Thanks.
robot, yeah, exactly. I got your back, bro.
Thanks. Guys are so kind.
I'm struggling to. I'm not feeling any of the ones I'm looking at, you know?
Sure. Well, okay. What do you have in mind for your character? Like, what is his background? He's in this. So here's the entrance scene, right? You're in the mountains, really far north, maybe heading south from the desert or something like that. Why are you there? What happened? What's going on?
Well, we know I'm a scholar.
Okay.
So, you know, a life devoted to learning.
Okay.
Preserving knowledge, really.
Yeah.
There must have been something fantastic in that desert.
I lost you. I don't know if you just dropped out.
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. I didn't catch that. There's something fantastic in the desert. And
There must have been something fantastic in the desert for me to be out there.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of stuff out in that desert. So things that are out there, I mean, there's ancient ruins of various kinds. There's the sandworms that are, you know, of interesting study. There's the tribesmen of the oh my gosh, the hobgoblins. There's the Knoll tribes, which are like in this world are like they're super evil. Gnolls are like real bad. But we haven't even encountered them yet. The hobgoblins function. Have you ever read Dune?
Have I ever what?
Read Dune, the book?
No.
No? Okay. Well, they're like nomadic desert Bedouin tribes, essentially.
Okay.
Warrior tribes. Which those are interesting, and like many south of the mountains and the spine don't really know a whole lot about any of these things. So that's the desert. And we can also add something. If there's something that interests you, they'd be like, yeah, man, I was researching this. And be like, cool, I'm going to slap it somewhere in the desert.
See, here's the only thing I would have been researching, okay? Because, yeah, I've devoted my life to learning, but I've devoted my life to learning only one thing. And that's how to cause as much pain in as short a time as possible.
Okay.
So I've been looking for people who could maybe give me some, you know, some extra knowledge, some extra technique,
cause pain. So here's a quick deal. Is your character evil?
Well, you know, that's just a tough question. You know,
I mean, not really. Because
define evil. Yeah, he kind of is.
He is. Okay. Okay. So how do you work with the party? Why do you join the party?
That's the $1 million question right there, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm asking you. Why does your character join the party?
Oh, well, there's got to be an in the first instance, there's got to be an ulterior. Motivation can change over time.
Here, yeah, okay. So here's my thing about evil characters.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
It's tough to work with them. I know.
I don't like them. I really don't, because they're really special snowflakey, which is like not super conducive to a campaign or a show.
I understand.
I get it.
You
like,
see, evil.
We don't even know what your patron is. Like, is your patron a demon?
Well, this is the thing. Like, when you ask the question, like, is he evil? The reason I said it's tough to define, because evil's a really strong word, and like deep down, the answer really is no. But
okay,
he's certainly not a.
We can work with that. I asked you straight up, like, okay, is his goal was the knowledge of how to do pain? Like, bringing pain to people is not a good thing, right? No. But like, okay, maybe it's the monster race. Maybe his family was torn apart by the gnolls or something like that, and so maybe he's got a really like Darth Vader-esque origin story where like this desert tribe took his mom and killed her or something, and then
I mean, it's not indiscriminate pain that he's causing.
Okay,
it's not gratuitous. Let's put it that way.
Okay, So from what I'm getting from this, your background is probably sage.
Okay.
Sages are researchers. They look for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to play more into like, he's a fighter or something like that, we can go with that.
Maybe he was just bullied in school, man.
Sure, but like, so we want to define like the background of the guy, like, and why does he join the group? The group is going to the desert, likely, unless they for some reason literally change their plans today, 5 minutes into things.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to the desert, and if he wants to join the group, why does he join the group?
Okay,
the entrance scene. Go for it.
He's been in the desert. Yeah,
sure. Okay,
he's been in the desert for a while, looking for some unknown, I don't know, like, he feels like there's something in the desert for him to increase his power and, sort of just for him to research and become stronger from. Okay. But the fact is, he didn't find it.
Okay.
All right. And then he meets these guys who are like, hey, we're going to the desert. And he's like, hey, more people in the desert. I've got, I'm looking for something in the desert. This could meet my ends,
So, so I'm thinking, so he had given up, but now that is a renewed interest in going there, or is he just heading there for the first time?
No, he's been there before.
Okay.
But
I'm trying to think about like how we fit your goals into the party goals and like how we make you want to go. Like, why do you want to join them? So you've been there before. You were trying to find maybe an artifact of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it was rumored to be. So they're heading to a specific city. Let me go ahead and pull up the names here of these things. DieFall document. They're attempting to, because they don't necessarily know where this place is, but that could be a good reason for you to be there. You could know where this place is or how to like traverse the desert, having just been there, right? Like you may know those kinds of things. Let's see, where is the name of this place? This document is way too long. There it is. Okay. They're going to attempt to go to a city. Well, it's like a city of ruins known as Addis. Adis. It's generally known as a ritual spot for where the hobgoblin tribes would meet once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they stop there, like they're warring, they're fighting, and whatever, and like this is where they it's like a ritual spot for them.
Yeah.
So that's probably where they're going. So for you, Addis is an ancient city. There's probably been plenty of stories and rumors of powerful artifacts that are hidden in like catacombs beneath it or something like that.
Yep.
You know? So if that's something that interests you, that could be a really good way for you to like ingratiate yourself with the group, being like, oh yeah, I was just there.
Yeah, I mean, I have
and
some
they're
knowledge.
They're
of the
definitely
area.
in need of a guide. Like
Yeah.
that's for sure something they need.
That works for me.
Okay. So we'll do it that way. So are you, for background wise, do you want to focus more on like the research aspect of things or travel or like what do you think?
I think the research is my priority.
Research is your priority. Okay. Okay, so Sage is really right up that alley then.
Yeah. I mean, I've been reading through Sage while we're talking, and yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, so Sage, go ahead and mark your proficiencies in Arcana and History.
History, yep, done.
And then you get 2 more languages.
Where did that list go?
So things that like might be worth it to you depends. Like, did you have any run-ins with the like hobgoblin?
Yeah. I can speak
the
Goblin,
tribes.
man. I can
So
speak
you can
Goblin,
speak Goblin
for sure.
Okay. Okay, I like that. So you know stuff about like the hobgoblin tribes and things. You know their structure. Maybe interacted with them a little bit. And maybe like 1 or 2 of the tribes sees you as like a friend or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe you did something for them, helped them fight off like various desert creatures or knoll bandits or something like that.
Yep.
That sound good? Okay. So yeah, so you know Goblin. What would be the other one that you think you'd know? Okay, let's do it this way. Your patron is what / who? Is it a demon? Is it a fey creature? Is it one of the aspects? Who is your patron?
Yeah, I like the idea of it being one of the aspects.
Okay. So we have that list. Let's go ahead and decide then. Let's pick an aspect that
I mean,
that you like.
I was torn between Boar, aspect of conquest,
Yeah.
or Dravani of destruction.
Okay, sure. So depending on how like, did you come from the desert? Did you like live in a city in the desert, or were you from the south? Like, did you originate from there, or did you originate from a land further from there? Like, did you come from the west or the south, or where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Yeah.
I didn't
Is it
come
like-
from the desert.
Okay.
But I've spent a huge amount of my time in the desert.
Okay, so like that's where you became
Yeah.
a sage, right?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that's where you did your
I have
wanderings, your
devoted
meditations.
Huge portions of my life to this search in the.
Sure. Okay. And so
There's actually the artifact I was looking for is an artifact that I have been is related to the aspect.
perfect. Okay, so
And I think it's going to be Dravani.
I keep going back to that as well.
Yeah.
Some form of artifact that drives destruction
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Maybe even cause the destruction of this ruined city.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and that it'd be like, okay, that's why it's in the catacombs underneath that are
Yeah.
rumored to be there or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So your patron is Druvani. Druvani, in all intents and purposes, as like a celestial being or whatever, is considered female. I haven't really given thought to like what she looks like, but any of the celestial beings will take whatever form that they want to. What is your relationship with Druvani? Did she send you to find this thing, or is this like you've pledged yourself to this aspect, this god essentially, and in some form of various visions or something like that, you're searching for something to, expand Druvani's power, reign, rule.
Yeah.
Right? What's the
I'm
plan?
a loyal subject. Let's put it that
A
way.
loyal subject of Giovanni.
A loyal subject of Giovanni, and she has communicated to me the existence of this artifact.
Right. But so even with all of her power and knowledge and whatever, she doesn't necessarily know where it was locked away.
No.
Right? She's like, it's somewhere in the desert. And so you've been researching and studying the tribes and trying to find out where it could be.
The likelihood is that rival aspects are hiding it from her.
It would make total sense with this because they're all rivals.
Where it is, because this is going to give her some serious points on the aspect table.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I like that. Sure. Okay, so you and so what's the reason you were heading out of you tried, right? You spent how old do you think your character is? Oh, you're a half elf. You live a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty old. I'm pretty been around the block a few times, you know.
Okay, so an older half elf.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I'm currently on my way like out of the desert, but this isn't the first time. Like I'm back and forth on a regular basis.
Sure. Okay. So you wander.
Yeah.
Does that mean your quote unquote home base is somewhere like south of the mountains or?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. When was the last time you went south?
Oh, months.
Months?
Mm.
Okay. If you don't mind me inputting a little bit, can we make it years?
Yeah, sure.
Because the southern regions have changed a lot in the last like year.
Okay.
That it would be definitely interesting to you that like you're coming south like you normally would, and all of a sudden shit's different, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let's say you were out for like 2 years.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. So you go and you live among some of the tribes or whatever, and you do your wanderings, and you really understand like the desert or something like that. You get it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I like that. And Giovanni, you're a loyal subject of Giovanni. Excellent. And she has communicated to you in either like dreams or visions or whatever. You took the non-sleeping one, right? So you don't really dream anymore, but you do have, I guess you do have visions.
Yeah.
And Giovanni has tasked you to tirelessly search for this artifact that would assist in her struggles of power with her brothers and sisters.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I love it. That works for me. And you're more than welcome to like share this with the party in any capacity that you want to, or hide it, or just be like, nah, man, I just like traveling the deserts and shit like that. Follow me. Cool. That being all said, I don't think that helps us pick any of the other like languages that you might want, because the aspects communicate in whatever language they freaking feel like it, and you'll just understand it.
Sure.
Right? Like if they want you to understand, you'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what other language do you think would be useful, or do you like? Maybe you'd studied in like your book of shadows or something. Maybe your book of shadows is written in a particular language.
Yeah, I like that idea. Hold on, what did I just do? Just something up on my browser's gone weird. Ignore me. Okay. So I'm tempted for either. The thing is, I don't really want to be like we said. We're staying away from being like totally evil here.
Yeah, and I like that because it's one of those things that like I don't want you to become an enemy of the party, right? Like we have people in the party like that's a paladin that's inherently good, you know, and so it could make things weird.
Let's do primordial.
Okay, so it's written in a primordial language.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bonus stage Rob, thank you for the raid. How are you guys? Okay, primordial. Seems good. So now you know primordial. Congratulations. Awesome. That works for Giovanni. Like, destruction can be a very primordial thing, right? Like volcanoes and hurricanes and like really like base level stuff. I think primordial might actually fit for that. I like it. Okay, so back to Sage. So you've got your 2 extra languages here. Welcome, Raiders, again. Sorry, hello. We're doing some stuff. Dropping the kids off and then running away. So that's actually up to Tom if you guys want to stick around and like listen to his character development stuff.
Yeah, I have no issue with.
Yeah, so we're going through some of his background things.
I do not intend to be filled with secrets.
Okay. So equipment: bottle of black ink, quill, small knife, a letter from a dead colleague posing a question you've not been able to answer. You don't have to have that. A set of common
I haven't
clothes.
got the brain power to think of that.
We'll just go ahead and give you the clothes. You just have those. And then you have 10 gold pieces. You've been wandering for a while. The thing is, as a sage, you're not necessarily like flush with cash, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm kind of okay with like, I'm gonna say let's do 10 for every level you are. So you have 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
That's fine.
Yeah. Go ahead and put that 50 in there.
I mean, with charisma like mine, you just live on the kindness of.
Right, you've been doing that, right? You've been living off the kindness of the various tribes.
I mean, those hobgoblins, they love me.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
they think you're pretty neat.
I'm telling them jokes in their language. You know, I'm singing them songs. It's all good.
So the ink, the quill, the small knife, essentially, I'm just saying that's in your scholar's pack already. You just happen to have these things, right? Like you already have that.
If we add it up, how many knives I currently have access
you have a lot of knives. The thing is, like, you're probably not going to use any of these knives. Like, you just have a lot of knives.
Never.
Okay, the feature you have with this background as a researcher, when you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, much like the desert stuff that you've been researching and things, you don't know the information, you know where to get it and who to get it from.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the information comes from a library, scriptorium, university, or another sage, or a person. DM might rule that the knowledge you seek is secreted away in an accessible place, blah, blah, blah. That goes in your features and traits. Just straight up, you have that. You're like, hey, man, I'm in a city. I'm a sage. I want to know where to find X information. And I'll be like, yeah, I think you could probably find it in this library or something like that, you know?
Sure. Let me paste that. Do-do-do-do-do. All right. Done.
Cool. The nature of your scholarly training. So before you left wherever you learned, and we should probably figure out where that is too. Like, was it a metropolitan city? Was it a small village? Was it like a seclusium, right? Like where sages go to just study and it's just like off somewhere random. What did you study while you were there? Was it a university, et cetera, et cetera?
All of my knowledge and all of my learning comes from the teachings of Dravani.
Okay. So you're technically an apprentice.
Okay, then.
Right? That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So interesting. So you made a pact maybe when do you think you did it at a young age, or was it like
as a young, what you might consider a young adult? Yeah, not as a child.
Okay. And what drove you to do this, to make this pact with a powerful being? And like, what was the situation? Like, what even caused a god to look at you?
Because I found a book that no one had seen for centuries or millennia or however long you want to.
Sure, the Book of Shadows that you now carry. Okay.
And this book had a power over me. I was obsessed with it. Mm-hmm. Completely devoted and obsessed. And Giovanni clearly saw that after years of seeing me study the texts relentlessly and obsessively. And she finally reached out to me.
Okay. Okay. Sure. And so, like, realizing your dedication or whatever, right, through this.
Yeah.
So you never were formally trained, right? So you're technically an apprentice of Giovanni. Perfect. That's fine. So what did you like grow up in a small village? Like where did you find the thing?
So as a half elf, I was raised in human surroundings.
Okay.
And I used to spend a lot of time by myself, wandering the forests. I mean, it was a fairly rural area that we lived in, that I grew up in.
Okay.
You know, I guess in the what's the word in the sticks where we lived, education was less of a priority. But I had a love of books anyway, and I found a book that I'd never seen before, just hidden in the forest, you know. And I hid it. I hid it in my room. No one else ever saw this book.
So we get think of we get this young adult like half elf or something like that. That's maybe foraging, right? Because you live in a kind of a rural area. Maybe you're trying to supplement your food or whatever. And we get that when you get the like dissonant whisper kind of thing in movies and things like that, when something's calling out to the main character or whatever, and you find it in a hollow of a tree or something like that, and it's been there, and you have no idea how long.
This is why I'm clearly of just average intelligence, because
sure, you were never educated.
I was never educated properly. No,
the education that you received, it all came through this bond that you now have with an aspect. Perfect. All right, cool. So let's say you found the book, or the book found an owner, right? Maybe the book realized that there was something there that it could latch onto and cause you to become obsessed with it or something like that. Much like how the One Ring does or something, it figures out what you want and then attacks that part mentally. Or the book found an owner, and okay, cool. So that's all really good stuff. Raised in human surroundings. So then you spent your time studying this book. Did it affect your home life? Do you have parents? What's the deal there? I'm going to say okay, you probably grew up in a small village. Maybe there's a couple of farms or something like that. Probably no more than 50 to 100 people total in the village.
It's creepy how much you know about me.
I'm getting after it. And so you found the book, and you said you became obsessed with it. So that would obviously affect your home life, right?
I mean, it was an unhealthy obsession for sure.
Okay.
So
sure.
Simple home life, parents, farmers. I helped until I found the book, and then I stopped doing anything other than studying the book. I tried to hide the book as long as possible, but when you're that obsessed with something, it's pretty impossible in the long run.
Yeah.
And it definitely it caused rifts between the family and the people around, and in the end I just left because the obsession with the book was so strong. It was the only thing that mattered.
Sure. And maybe it was pulling you in a certain direction or whatever, and you just went.
I haven't been back since.
And so you've just wandered and you followed it. Cool. I like that a lot. If you ever get a chance to, in the coming days and weeks and whatever, write down this stuff, right? I've got a couple of these things in here in your traits, and we're going to go through some of the other things, but write down some of this background stuff for sure. If you want to name your family that you knew, or name your village or things like that, getting a lot of that stuff down is going to be good. Not a lot of it probably won't come up today unless the players are feeling really deep divey, but if you do have to talk about it like we just did now off the top of your head, start writing it down while you do it. And that'll be good. Okay, so let's talk about actual personality traits, right? We've got a background now. You've got this obsessive streak, right? So that's something that we can definitely play into. You've definitely got ulterior goals and motives and things like that, stuff that will help you join the party and get you to where you want to be, or help you figure out stuff about your character. Okay, let's talk about actual traits. So there's some suggestions down here. You can roll on this, or you can just pick some, whatever, right? It just helps you figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
You use polysyllabic words. You've read every book in the world's greatest libraries, or like to boast about it. You're used to helping those who aren't as smart as you. There's nothing I like more than a good mystery. Willing to listen to every side of an argument. You speak very slowly when talking to idiots. Horribly, horribly awkward in social situations. And convinced that people are always trying to steal my secrets. A lot of these ones play up like intelligence and stuff like that, but we've kind of talked about your guy not necessarily being super intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of those like kind of sit with you.
I like the nothing more than a good mystery because I've pretty much devoted my life to it.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. So we're going to add that there. All right, so some ideals, right? Neutral one, knowledge, just having knowledge. Ideal of beauty, logic, no limits. Nothing should fetter the infinite possibility inherent in all existence. Power. I think we've already figured this one out for you currently. It's probably power. Or self-improvement.
Yeah, I'm going to go with...
You can have more than one, right? Like, maybe, like, right, your current goal now is one thing, right? But maybe as you like, grow and expand and, like, you spend more time with the group or you do more stuff towards things, like, it can change.
I see. I really like no limits because that is something that Giovanni teaches.
Sure.
That the possibilities are infinite.
Nothing should fetter the infinite possibility inherent in existence.
Yeah.
Right. She thrives in the chaos.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't?
Right. A lot of people. Bond. Duty to protect my students. Ancient text that holds terrible secrets. Wow. I work to preserve a library, university, scriptorium, or monastery. Life's work is a series of tomes related to a specific field of lore. Been searching my whole life for an answer to a certain question. Sold my soul for knowledge. I hope to do great deeds to win it back.
We got to go for number 2.
Okay. You have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets. We're going to basically just call this that book. It's the Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
Okay. Flaws.
I have none. I'm perfect. No, I mean...
Easily distracted by a promise of information. Most people scream and run away when they see a demon. I stop and take notes. Unlocking ancient mystery is worth the price of a civilization. Overlook obvious solutions in favor of complicated ones. Speak without really thinking through my words. Can't keep a secret to save my life or anyone else's. And I think an additional one to add through this is like your obsession with your goal is is to the detriment of yourself and others.
Yeah, I think we can add a custom one at the end there.
Sure. Obsession.
Yeah.
The goal to fulfill Giovanni's wishes supersedes my needs or my health, or supersedes, I guess, everything. Even over, well, that's fine. Supersedes everything. The goal to fulfill Giovanni's wishes supersedes everything. Okay, so you're heckin' dedicated. All right, like that's kind of how we'll see that. Okay, is there anything else you want to add to those?
No, I'm happy.
Okay. Excellent. That pretty much covers it. The last thing that we're gonna do here, I'm gonna put your speed in here, 30 feet. You do have dark vision. Okay, that's on there. You get 2 skills more that you haven't marked already that you're proficient in.
2, did you say?
Yeah, 2 for being a half elf.
Okay. What's gonna be useful? That's the question. What about insight?
Sure.
I think that's going to be useful.
Yeah, so insight is like when you're talking to someone or watching someone or something, you can kind of try to gain some knowledge on how they feel about it or think about it, or if they're telling the truth or things like that.
And I think investigation fits well with like what my goal is.
Sure, go for it. Investigation. Okay, so the last things on here is you're gonna need a name, a description of your character, description of your arcane focus, which I guess we're gonna just say is your book, right?
Sorry, say that last part again.
A description of your arcane focus.
Yeah, I think it has to be the book.
Probably gonna be the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of how all that works, and if you want to slap on a voice for the guy or anything like that, and I think that's pretty much it. You took the Warcaster feat. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that covers everything. God, you got a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a well filled out character.
Yeah. And as for beginning this, we're gonna go ahead and fill your inspiration. So inspiration is technically like a communal tool, but it's something that I tend to award for like role playing, stuff like that. And what it does is it gives you advantage on any roll one time. You just say, hey, I'm gonna use inspiration for this roll, and it gives you advantage. Even applies to like death saves and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
So, but yeah, so send me your token because I got to get that into the game like in the next 30 minutes here.
Yep, I'll do it straight away.
And then we're gonna have to set up cameras here in a little bit. Okay. But I think that's probably it for this for now. Cool. So thank you guys for joining us here today on the character creation for Tom's new character. I know I haven't been like super paying attention to everything in chat. We're trying to get this one done.
It's kind of my fault because he has to pull teeth when he's doing character creation with me.
So this is for the show that starts in literally like 30 minutes from now.
So don't go anywhere, guys.
Yeah, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to take the stream down for just a little bit, get everything prepped up for the show, and then we'll start the stream back up again. We'll be on that pre-stream like screen and whatever. And we'll be playing DieFall, the aspects today in about 30 minutes. So thank you guys for joining. Thanks again for the raid, Rob, and don't go anywhere. Until next time.
Awesome.
Later.
Thanks, guys.